Welcome back to another post-game Montreal Canadiens. Maybe we have great news for you. Welcome back to another special edition of the Hockey Nation Live Show. This is your coach, Coach Frenchie, back in the house for another post-game Montreal Canadiens. Yes! Another W. 16th of the year of the Montreal Canadiens by a score of 4-1 against the Ottawa Senators. Another great performance, not only for the Montreal Canadiens, but also the top line, Tatar, Danault, and Gallagher. And the goaltender, Jake Allen, finally won his first game in the last 7 game, and everything was great for Montreal Canadiens. Whatsoever, the execution was not great for them. Ottawa was not there tonight. It was maybe one of the worst games they played against Montreal this year, and 6 games. So that gave now that series 2-2 for both teams. And then, Montreal just get another W right there. And they hanging there. And that's distance them a little bit more from the Calgary Flames. Of course, it's a long season, but every time they get an extra W, that's great for them. So let's, like we like to do every time we come here for the post game, we like to do what? Score sheet of the night. And let's start with the first time happening at the first period. We have number 24, Philip Danault, score his third of the year at 10:48. Gallagher and Tatar have an assist on that one. Another great play of both Gallagher, Tatar for their helper, and Danault just have to push the puck inside the net, and that gave the lead of the Montreal Canadiens, and it was the only goal during the first period. The show was Canadian 14, Ottawa 11, and Montreal have a power play. Nothing happens during the power play during the first period, and but again, I think Montreal. Hanging there, Jake Allen make a couple of good saves, but it was not like great opportunity. Montreal had maybe 1 or 2 more opportunity. Gustafsson did a good job in front of the net. But at the end of the day, the execution for me was really not great between both formations. They have 25 shots, but I would say to you, have maybe 3 or 4 chances for both teams to score at the first period. So let's move on during the second period. And at the end of the first period, Montreal got a penalty for 2 minutes. And we knew at that moment, at the beginning of the second period, that if the Ottawa scored, that would change the momentum of the game. But that's not happened because Paul Byron scored and shorty goal at his third of the year. This was an amazing, great play of Jake Evans controlling the puck around the net and turn around and then finally see Paul Byron at the back door with nobody watching. Everybody for the Ottawa was hypnotizing by the play of Jake Evans, and then Byron on the back end, top corner, score his third of the year. Likonen and Evans got a helper on that one over there. And that gave, at the beginning of second period, at 48 seconds, that gave also for the Montreal Canadiens a lead by 2. And at that moment, we see the shift, a little bbit shifting for the Montreal Canadiens because goal of Paul Byron gave the shift of the momentum for the rest of the game for me. That's what you see after the power play. Ottawa did not score. Montreal controlled the rest of the game for me. Ottawa did not. They tried, but it could not have a great opportunity. Montreal controlled very well in front of the net. A really lack of execution for the defenseman for Ottawa. And that was the only thing happening during the second period. Montreal, another power play, did not score. And then the final score after 2 periods, Montreal was 2, Ottawa 0. And the shot was 14-6 for Montreal. And after 2, it was 28-17 advantage Montreal. Then at the beginning of the third period, again, the veteran players, Corey Perry scored his 7th of the year. Another helper from Jake Evans, his 5th of the year, his 2nd of the night. And Victor Mété, his 2nd of the year at 4:43. And that's what really, it was the hammer on the nail for the Ottawa. It was over for them. It was barely play after that. And then 6 minutes later, the Gallagher, an amazing great play of Tatar in the corner and Danault and cycling, and then Centeno have an amazing great fake left to right and move the puck to Gallagher, have only to push the puck in the net. Gave to Gallagher is not a 7 of the year. This is my mistake. It's 14 of the year. Danault and Tatar have an assist at 10-0-4. And finally, it was 4-0, lead by 4. But unfortunately, during a penalty of Likonen, a bad penalty at 200 feet from the Allen. You know that. His body language after the penalty, you can see was really disappointment and frustrated. But it is what it is. Connor Brown's score is 8 of the year on power play. Norris and Riley get an assist on that one at 18-13. That gave the shutout out of the for Allen, unfortunately, but it is what it is. The shot was 10-6 for Montreal Canadiens. The shot at the end was 38-23. But you have to pay attention here. It's like, honestly, like I said, Ottawa was not there tonight. They was struggle execution wise. We did not see Bradley Ketchuk usually have a great game against Montreal. They have a couple of opportunities. They have a couple of save for Jake Allen, but it was not the way usually Ottawa play against Montreal. I have no reason why, but it has happened during this season, and then that gave another chance for Montreal to get their second week W this week. A little bit more stat for that game. Honestly, already 38-23 the shot. The face-off was 52-48 advantage Senators. 1 and 2 on power play for Ottawa, 0 and 3 for Montreal. The hit, it was 35-30 advantage the Senators. The block shot, 8 versus 6 advantage of Montreal Canadiens. The penalty, 4 minutes for Montreal, 6 for Ottawa. Finally gave away 15 from Ottawa. That's a lot, to be honest with you, versus only 6 for Montreal. The most point, of course, for the for Ottawa, they have Connor Brown, they have Riley, and Norris. For Montreal, they have Danault, Tatar, and Likon and Evans and Gallagher, and all the 4 have 2 points tonight. Suzuki have 5 shots, the most shot on the net on Gustafsson, and then Shabbat have 4 on Jake Evans. 22-19 minutes for not Weber, but Jeff Petrie. That's my mistake. And Zevnezev have 25 minutes, 34 for Ottawa. Finally, Gustafsson stopped 34 of the 38 shot he faced tonight, but save percentage 8.95. For Jake Allen, he stopped 22 of 23 for a save percentage of 9.57. The third star of the game, number 90, Thomas Tatar. The second star of the game, Brendan Gallagher. 1 goal, 1 assist. And finally, the first star of the game. Again, number 24 have an amazing, great rally right now with the last 6-7 game. He is an amazing. Number 24, Philip Danault. 1 goal, 1 assist tonight. The first line, like I said, they have 6 points. They was on fire, and they carry on, honestly, the Montreal Canadiens again tonight. And a great performance of Jake Allen. Talking about Jake Allen, he was a profile players of the night for the game tonight. So he has now 5 W and 12 game. Of course, his game average, again, is going to be dropped, and also save percentage a little bit higher. So great performance of him. And finally, I want to remind you, don't forget the next game, Saturday night, April 3rd at 7 o'clock. And Montreal now. This is a back-to-back game. Hopefully, Montreal can sweep that one. That would be great if they can do that. And like we like to do at the end of each video, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page under Hockey Nation Live Show. We live stream again Saturday night, 7 o'clock. We invite you to follow and to come to talking about hockey with your coach, Coach Frenchie. And like we like to do at the end of each video, remember, Hockey Montreal fans, les Bleus, Blancs, Rouges, les partisans des Montréal Canadiens. Remember, you have what? Greatness inside of you. Bonne soirée, mes amis. Bonsoir. Good evening, everybody. Look forward to see you next time.